Well, Happy New Year. The meeting is now called to order. We'll ask everyone to stand. We will have an invocation by Mr. Spence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Father God, we just thank you for this time together. We just thank you for stepping into a new year, Lord God. We just pray your grace and mercy over each and every one of us, over our city, Lord God. I just pray a hedge of protection around our city and the decisions that are going to be made by this council, by this mayor, Father God. I just pray for direction, provision, Lord Jesus, that you just guide us and direct our hearts as we lead, Father God, and just be with our citizens. For it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Knight, if you'll call the roll.
Councilmember Hendricks. Here. Councilmember Dixon.
Here.
Councilmember Bowling.
Here.
Councilmember Spence.
Here.
Councilmember King.
Here.
Council President Simmons.
Here.
Madam President, all 6 council members are in attendance and therefore a quorum is present.
Thank you very much. At this time, we will have the approval of the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
It's been motioned by Mr. Boland, second by Ms. King. All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries.
Thank you. At this time, we will have a message from the mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. I'm going to move down here today because I have a couple of items that I am going to cover. First, I would like to ask those who are here with the launch program to please come forward. I know Dr. Bill is here. Dr. Bill, do you want everybody to come and join you for the photo?
Absolutely.
I think that'd be great.
Absolutely.
As they come forward, I don't know how many people are familiar with the launch program. I want to call it Dr. Bill's baby, but it is absolutely a nationwide model for how we can take students in high school and plug them into the workforce. And we have, companies can train these students, put them to work for a period of time. They get school credit while they're doing it. And it's teaching them not only the hard skills, but the soft skills that are going to prepare them for a successful future when they get into the workforce. And before I turn it over to Dr. Bill to make a few comments, I do want to present you, on behalf of all the students and those who come behind you, I'll give you this one, a certificate of commendation, and I'll read the certificate of commendation. We'll pose momentarily for those photos, so I'm not talking in the middle of it. This is a certificate of commendation to the launch program that says the City of Florence is proud to honor and recognize the Florence High School Launch Program for earning the 2025 Alabama Work-Based Learning Seal of Excellence. This program serves as a model of excellence for work-based learning across Alabama, I would say beyond Alabama, thus providing Florence students with quality, hands-on experience in multiple fields before graduation. I applaud each of these who are participating in the launch program right now. All of you who've gone before, look forward to speaking at your banquets, but I want to turn it over to Dr. Beal to make a few remarks, and then we'll get a good picture. How's that? Dr. Beal?
Really appreciate Mayor Tyler and the council for including us and putting us on the agenda and recognizing this accomplishment, this achievement, because it's truly a result of all of us working collectively. We've got some of the partnerships built into the city structures that have produced some outcomes that we're very proud of. And one of the primary reasons that we created Launch was to help students figure it out before they leave high school and equip them to do it at a very high scale. So it's student-centered, real-world experiential learning. And It's, in my opinion, I've been in Florence City Schools for almost 27 years, and I truly think it's one of the best things that our district has ever done that is having just a broad impact in terms of development, confidence building, and just helping them have a career path when they leave high school. So, as Mayor Tyler alluded, we've got some of our staff members here with us, and I will introduce some of the staff. We've got Mike Adams. We stole him from the city. That does a great job, one of our partnership coordinators. We've got Miss Nikki Mann, another partnership coordinator, does a phenomenal job. We really try to get people that have got a lot of connectivity. That helps them, in terms of setting some placements up. Then we've got Beth Toner with us. She's our career tech coordinator. We've got Miss Jessica Flanagan. She keeps us all on a path structure. She's got different strengths. And then we've got Amy Childers here with us. She just joined our team. And then we've got Rachel Koontz that's here on a part-time. She does a part-time role for us. So really got a great team of staff. We've got Dr. Shepard out here in the audience. So he's a strong support system of what we do, knows all about it, has had some of his kids in launch. So he can attest to the impact that it has. And then I'm going to let our students introduce themselves. This is part of their training. So I'm going to let them come up and real quick and let them introduce themselves.
My name is Jake Linville, and my launch placement is at the Florence Lauderdale Tourism Bureau. And I'm very grateful to be in launch and just very grateful for the opportunity.
Hi, I'm Sienna Childers, and my launch placement is here downtown at Reclaim Spirit. And it's really just allowed me to get my foot into some real world experience or something that I want to do outside of school.
My name is Jemiah Ingram, and then one of my launch placements is working with Mr. Trousdale for law, and it's helped show me what it's like being a writer.
My name is Alec Bruton. My launch placement's at Massey Drugs, and it has given me a lot of skills I will use for the rest of my life.
My name is Lucy Basic, and I'm a medical assistant at Medical Associates of the Shoals, and I'm so thankful that launch has given me the opportunity to pursue something that I want to do after college, give me that experience.
My name is Emery Broadwood, and I'm an intern at Geosaurus, and launch is just such a great opportunity for us to learn further what we want to major in college and do after high school, and I'm very grateful for it.
So this program is a true example of everybody getting ROI off of it, everybody winning, everybody having an impact. And I think, as you guys know, one of the main things that people look for in terms of a community to come into the community, they look at the school systems and what's going on in the school system. So this is something that is truly having an impact. It's creating a workforce pipeline for different channels, and it's a talent pipeline. You're training them, you're building them up, you're moving them in those channels, and there's outcomes coming. So just the biggest gratification of this program is just seeing true development. Understanding, what kind of behaviors that you've got to display under the roof of a workforce. They've got to get an impact off of it. They're transitioning from the high school mentality. This is real world, and they've learned that. They understand that. They have to look at it through business industry lenses. Really want to thank Mayor Tyler. He's been a strong proponent of launch over the years. He gets it. He gets the vision of it, gets the purpose. And this award will help us put Florence on a broader map, because we will be speaking at multiple conventions in different states to showcase this, because people want to replicate it. We've actually started 12 other models already, in state and out of state. So really proud of this, and really appreciate you guys recognizing the value of this. So any staff members want to say anything? They're shy. So anyway, I really appreciate the recognition, and we appreciate you working us in your meeting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
asked him how many students he had participating. He got 109 who are I guess 109 are in 109 different places. Is that right, Dr. Beal?
We've got 111 business industry partnerships, and I think we've got about 109 students, give or take, in different roles. Some of them, most of them local. We got a couple that'll drive out of the area a little bit.
So I appreciate all of those over 100 businesses, companies, organizations here in town that are also supporting the launch program and allowing these high school students to come in. So congratulations to each of you, and I know you are your parents are very proud of you, as we are. The second item that I have is a proclamation. Is anybody here with human trafficking awareness? Would you come forward? Thank you so much. Yeah, and this is Kim Beavis, and I want to read a proclamation about a very important topic. Some people wish this is not a topic that would be mentioned or considered in the city of Florence. Nevertheless, it is. And this is a proclamation, and I'll read it, so bear with me. It says, whereas human trafficking is a public health issue and crime that harms the health and well-being of children, individuals, families, and communities, often across generations, and whereas human trafficking can happen to anyone in every community, and whereas human trafficking is connected to many other forms of violence and exploitation, and often shares common risk factors such as lack of resources in unsafe environments, and whereas strengthening communities requires collective action to prevent, recognize, and reduce the conditions that contribute to exploitation and to create environments where people are protected from human trafficking and other forms of violence, and whereas a successful response to human trafficking requires a coordinated, community-wide response that includes collaboration across sectors and with those who have experienced human trafficking to ensure that services and programs are effective and meet the needs of survivors. And whereas every individual, family, community, and organization can help raise awareness, prevent trafficking, and support survivors by learning how to take action. Now therefore, I, Mayor Ron Tyler, on behalf of the City of Florence and its citizens, in support of this endeavor, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. I also want to reaffirm our commitment to human trafficking awareness, training, and education activities, strengthened resources for those impacted by human trafficking, and to being designated a trafficking-free zone supporting a more coordinated, comprehensive response to prevent and combat the crime of human trafficking. I'd like to present this proclamation to you, and I appreciate you, your organization, and for what y'all do, because it is a very important work. So thank you very much. Would you like to say a few things?
Thank you very much. My name is Kim Beavis. I'm the Executive Director of Kramer Children's Center. On behalf of our community, the Alabama Anti-Human Trafficking Alliance, and all those fighting against human trafficking, including Kramer Children's Center, I want to thank the Mayor and the City Council for recognizing January as Human Trafficking Month. Preventing, recognizing, and responding to human trafficking is very important, and we take it very seriously at Kramer Children's Center. Thank you so much.
Mrs. That's all I have this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. At this time, do we have any reports for any of our department heads? Chief.
Thank you, President Simmons. Good afternoon to everyone present. My name is Tim Anderton, Chief of the Florence Fire Department. One of the many responsibilities I have, in addition to overseeing the operations and the 97 personnel that we have working for our organization, is forecasting and planning for needs in the future. Under the leadership of former Fire Chief Charles Cochran in the early 1990s, Chief Cochran began in 1992 incorporating basic EMTs into the medical field into our organization. And since 1992, fire trucks respond almost always in front of an ambulance and arrives prior to the transport unit arriving and initiates patient care. And About just a little less than 3 years ago, using the same motto of trying to forecast and model what's needed for our community in the future and what's coming, we began an endeavor, and today we reached a major milestone with that. Just before the work session began this afternoon, we were inspected today by the Alabama Department of Public Health. They had their inspectors on site. They reviewed all of our equipment, our apparatus, all of our records management, protocols, everything that's involved in the vetting process of becoming an ALS non-transport provider. And I'm very excited to present to you all that we received that recommendation and accommodation by the Department of Public Health. It puts the Florence Fire Department in a position to have increased level of pre-hospital care and interventions. And in today's world, that is certainly impactful to the good for people's public safety and their health and outcome. And we're certainly excited about that. I can't say enough about the men and women that work at the Florence Fire Department, their willingness to take this on, because it was a challenge put out to them a little less than 3 years ago. And we've got numerous guys that have stepped up to the plate, and they've taken the training that's required, which is very demanding. There's about $250,000 worth of equipment and training been purchased, and up to this point, we're at about 96% of that was completely funded by grants. We phased this in over a 3 grant cycle period, and the impact to the citizens of Florence has been near zero as far as financial support. We have a very good, solid plan moving forward for sustainability, and there's certainly a good day for the Florence Fire Department. I commend the personnel that work with our organization. I certainly want to make that announcement today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. This time, we have any reports of any standing committees? I do have one from the Finance Committee. We met on December the 22nd at 11 a.m. In attendance was Katrina Simmons, the chair, Mayor Tyler, Shana Balch, Jackie Hendricks, Josh Bowling, and David Parson. The business at hand was we discussed the budget. Mayor Tyler and Shana Balch, they went back to find room for the cost of living raise, but the funding is not there for the 3%. The 2.5% cost of living raise was added to the budget. It will become effective January the 1st. The revenue is expected to match the expenditures. Ideally, a break-even budget. $22,000 for a placer AI, great for application data, split 3 ways with Parks and Recs, tourism, Parks and Recs and tourism. The funding for UNA was reduced to $325,000. The original agreement was $500,000 per year. Mayor pointed out that it is common to support your local institutions used by the city of Athens. For example, major cuts to the police department budgets for savings, additional costs for inclement weather policy, $225,000. Inclement weather policy as a savings account until March. Increased funding, a retirement from 3% to 3.5%. Increase in healthcare costs. 11 departments are getting less than what they got last year. Police department only got 2 cars. The last year, 8 to 10 is ideal. Mostly equipment and software in the budget is being cut. Mayor Tyler plans to continue to keep a close watch on the overtime. Katrina Simmons asked about the cut to the Music Preservation Society and to the Burl Slater. Shana states that they did not ask or provide documentation for financing. Shana just cut the total in half rather than cutting it totally. Organizations must request appropriations to receive it. And that still doesn't mean that you would totally get it. Organizations are also required to submit financials. The Music Preservation Society was cut to $10,000. Katrina disagrees with this cut. Shana said that they also did not request the funding. The timeline is the end of July for organizations to request it. If there are any projects that works in the works, we need to know ahead of time rather than be surprised so they can be budgeted. Mayor Tyler pointed out that this is very important for a department asked out of the budget. Departments were told to ask for their needs only. Mayor Tyler is confident in the cuts that was made. Ms. Balch explains that the budget and that we have plenty of money in the bank. We are in good financial standing. January the 16th paycheck will include the raise for the employees. Katrina's concerns about projects funding within our districts that's coming up soon for discussion. Katrina added that the budget can be amended and any change made to go before the council, and if they are all open to any conversations, and that the council is all open to any conversations and want transparency. Voted and the budget was passed on to the full council. Motion carries and the budget passed on to the next council meeting. And we adjourned at 11:23 a.m. Any additional standing reports? Committees? No. Okay. We don't have any public hearings at this time. At this time, we'll have business from the floor pertaining to items on the consent and the regular agenda with a 5-minute time limit. But before we do that, I need to read some rules and procedures for the code, city code sections. This is a new year. It's a new beginning. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I feel like it's deemed it's necessary for me to read this again, just to refresh memories to our city in regards to our city council meetings going forward. So I want to take this time to read the section codes so that we can all govern ourselves professionally and respectfully towards each other. It's a new year, it's a new day, it's a new administration. So we're going to start with communication from the public, and then we'll go with the decorum, and then we'll discuss about addressing the city council. Section 2-65, communications from the public. Under the sections 2-6310 and 2-6314 of this code, regarding comments from the public during the city council meeting, each speaker may address the council for a period not to exceed 5 minutes. After being recognized by the president of the council, speakers must state their names and addresses and must be courteous in their language and deportment. Speakers recognized to address the council who are ruled out of order by the president of the council must return to their seats and forfeit their remaining time. And then there's a whole section of additional codes. Section 2-66, the decorum. Any person making personal, impertinent, slanderous, or profane remarks, or who willingly utters loud, threatening, or abusive language, or engages in any disorderly conduct which would impede, disrupt, or disturb the orderly conduct of any meeting shall be called to order by the president. If such conduct continues, the president, at his or her discretion, may order the person barred from further audience before the council for that meeting. Section 2-67, addressing the council. No person, not a member of the council, shall be allowed to address the same while in session without permission from the presiding officer. And I just wanted to, it's a new year, just wanted to set the house in order, sharing these rules of procedures, and they are on the city code, so you can find them on the website if you so deem to do so. And at this time, we will have business for the floor pertaining to the consent and the regular agenda items with a 5-minute time limit. We'll start to my right. If you'll come forward, state your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is David Carson. I live in Florence, Alabama, and I will, for security reasons, I will share my driver's license with Officer Lighty here. If I didn't live with family members, I would just say my address and dare people to come mess with me, but I do have family, so I ain't gonna do that. Yes, my name is David Carson, and I was gonna, this is regarding general business, item A. Excuse me. This is regarding the budget. And I read this earlier, and I noticed this, it's worded very weird. It's worded in a way that I've never seen a budget item worded on, when it's being voted in. And I'll just read this out loud. It says, resolution to approve appropriate sums for the operation of the various general fund departments for the interest on its bonded and other indebtedness, and to make appropriations to various boards and institutions, and that it meets the requirements and reflects the projected revenues of 90 million, and projected expenditures of $90,447,500, yielding a surplus of $0 for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2026, sponsored by Shannon Ball. It's usually when you do a budget, it says resolution to amend to pass the budget. That's usually all it says. We got this word salad here, and I already talked to a couple of council members, and they assured me that this would get cleared up during the work session with Shannon Balk, but it was not mentioned during the work session. So I was wondering, before you vote on this, at the very least, could Shannon Balk explain why the language of this agenda item is so different and so confusing before you vote on this? It's because this is a big deal. It's not over $90 million. I think the public, it should be crystal clear to the public why the language is like this, because I don't understand, like for the interest of the bonded and other indebtedness, what does that even mean? You know, it's a lot of money. I just want to hear from Shannon herself what this new language is that I've never seen before in regarding to passing a budget. And just a side comment on the budget, it was mentioned that a lot of things were cut and stuff. I just wanted to say, and it's been a lot of back and forth, and I appreciate the effort and stuff, and efforts toward transparency as far as the budget is concerned. But if I'm not mistaken, this is still the most, the highest budget that we've ever had as a city. I'm just wondering, is that just from inflation or just from the employee increases? Because they said there was a lot of cuts, but yet it's bigger than ever. So I'm just wondering, maybe a simple answer of why this is the biggest budget, even though there was a lot of cuts. That's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you.
For now.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right? In the middle.
My name is Rod Shepard. I live at 121 Whisperwood Trail, Florence, Alabama. You can take off my name tag because I'm not standing on behalf of Florence City Schools. First off, I want to make sure that I'm not out of order in relationship to what I would like to ask a question about, but it deals with item number 7 on the agenda that deals with reports from department heads that you just made. As president of the Music Preservation Society, I attended a meeting back in July with outgoing Mayor Betterton and several others at the table that, I can't call their names. It was myself and Dr. Lloyd Jones, who's the vice president of the Music Preservation Society. During the course of that meeting, we left the meeting under the understanding that we would be funded at the same level for the upcoming year. However, that there was some desire to change what they required us to be able to spend the money on. Initially, with the memorandum of understanding between the City of Florence and the Music Preservation Society, those funds that were appropriated were for 4 events. One would be Riverside Jazz, one would be the opening session, the other would be Beale Street Blues, and there's a 4th one to which is escaping me right. No, I know, it's the play, the handy play. That's the point. And those funds were appropriated to make sure that we had those events. And so, if I heard your report correctly, we're not going to be funded at that same amount in the upcoming year. And as a president of the board, with one of the largest festivals that we have in the Shoals area, those funds are greatly needed. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I was in a board meeting last night. I saw the budget, and it's not great. And so I would just ask that if there's any consideration to reconsider. I was not under the understanding that we had to make a request for the funds. It was just said that we would continue to appropriate this at the same level. And that's how I left the meeting, and that's what I thought. Again, I can't tell you everyone at that table. It was myself, Dr. Lloyd Jones, and there was Parks and Recs people that were at the table. Bill Jordan was at the table. I do remember him being at the table. But just want to, for the record, make that statement. Being here, I'm not here for that purpose tonight, but hearing that after I am here and serving in that capacity, I just wanted to stand and make that statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? No. And just for the record, I know some of you, you come up here and we're just looking at you. We don't have dialogue back, so it's not like we're just being rude and ignoring you. We just don't have dialogue back and forth.
Yes, ma'am. First off, apologies. I was supposed to be here at 4. I had my times confused. I got here at 4:45 for the working session. Apologies. But I'm Carmelo Parasolidi. I'm with Green Acres Organic Farms. We have been in business in Florence since September 25th, 2019. We have loved being here. First off, we love the city. I'm born and raised. Been married here. I now have 2 kids with one on the way, and Green Acres is my main source of income. And it has provided a great life for me and my family. And over the past few years, we have been able to give back to the community to over $150,000 of products to folks with Parkinson's or cancer, and just try to give back in different ways. What I'm here for today is the hemp application. The laws changed in July. They passed a law called HB 445. We're a industrial hemp grower. We're also a processor. We have a lab over in Florence. And when the laws changed, they are now requiring us to have a ABC hemp license to continue selling what we've already been selling for going on 7 years. And basically what I'm here today is to answer any questions. I know we can't have dialogue here, but to answer any questions and basically just ask for you folks to vote to give us approval to continue operating in the city of Florence for the ABC application. Before we can even apply, we need the municipality to approve that they want us here. So that's the first step, but we have everything else in line. We're basically waiting on that, and we hope that you vote in favor of giving us that chance to continue operating. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the middle? To my left? Okay, at this time, Mr. Whitey, if you will read the consent agenda.
All matters listed within the consent agenda have been distributed to each member of the Florence City Council for reading and study, are considered to be routine, and will be enacted by one motion of the council with no separate discussion. If separate discussion is desired, the item may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda by request.
Okay, do you hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hendrick, second by Ms. King. All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries.
Proceed with the regular agenda.
Regular agenda item A is a resolution approving an ABC licensing and a compliance division consumable hemp products pre-application by Green Acres Organic Farms Incorporated regarding a license to sell consumable hemp products in the city of Florence, sponsored by the city council.
Do you hear a motion for the immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hendrick, second by Mr. Bowling. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spence, second by Ms. Dixon. Any discussion? Not all in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries.
General business?
Item A, under general business, a resolution to approve appropriate sums for the operation of the various general fund budgets of the various general fund departments for the interest on its bonded and other indebtedness, and make appropriations to various boards and institutions. Then it meets these requirements, reflects projected revenues of $90,447,500 and projected expenditures of $90,447,500 yielding a surplus of $0 for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2026, sponsored by Shanna Balch.
Do you hear a motion for the immediate consideration?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bowling, second by Ms. King. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear a motion for the adoption?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ms. Dixon, second by Katrina Simmons. Any discussion? At this point, I want to ask Mr. Musgrove, do you mind clearing up that language? Just discussing that language and general business.
Yes, ma'am. Well, first of all, let me just make clear to everyone that what we refer to colloquially as the agenda is literally just a table of contents. And so it has no legal bearing on the actual ordinances and resolutions that the council votes on. And the agenda, the language that was used for some reason this time is from a whereas clause that sets forth the reason that municipalities in Alabama have to adopt a budget. And the resolution, the therefore be it resolved clause in the resolution states that the council approves the general fund budget. So it's the same resolution that the city has used in my 23 years at least. Nothing's changed. So just the table of contents is different this time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And I want to read this statement. As the chair of the Finance Committee, which is myself, it is important that we have an operating budget in place so the city can function smoothly. I just want to be clear, and the proposed Florence City budget is a starting point. It's not a final product, and the council is totally not bound by. The budget is a living document. So if necessary, we can amend, we can adjust it as it prioritizes due to circumstances or physical realities that are to evolve. We're pleased to have revisited the proposal to include the 2.5% cost of living adjustment for our employees. So I want to say thank you to Mayor Tyler, to Ms. Balch for working through a very tight budget constraints to make that possible. It reflects our respect and appreciation for the workforce that serves our community daily. And as we look ahead, there will be several matters that will require financial consideration. Passing a budget allows departments to plan, to operate, and to move projects forward efficiently. And as we move forward, certain funding requests listed in the budget will come before the council by resolution. Those items will require a council vote for approval before any funds are authorized. And I want to express my gratitude for the patience, the dedication, the collaboration for everyone that's been involved in making this happen. These discussions are necessary and essential to maintaining strong financial stewardship for the city of Florence stability. And if there is no further discussion, all in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. Item B is a resolution to amend the electricity department budget fiscal year 2025-2026, sponsored by Mark Lovejoy.
Do you hear a motion for the immediate consideration?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ms. Dixon, second by Ms. King. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear a motion for the adoption?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spence, second by Mr. Hendricks. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. Item C is a resolution to amend the gas department's budget fiscal year 2025-2026, sponsored by Mark Lovejoy.
Do you hear a motion for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hendricks, second by Katrina. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear motion for the adoption?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Bowling, second by Mr. Spence. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. Item D is a resolution to amend the Water Wastewater Department budget fiscal year 2025-2026, sponsored by Mark Lovejoy.
Do you hear motion for immediate consideration?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Dixon, second by Mr. Bowling. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear motion for the adoption?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Spence, second by Mr. Bowling. Any discussion? By way of discussion, these resolutions from the gas and the water, these are just to clean it up because of the employee increase. So the budget had to be amended to reflect that. If no additional discussion, all in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Lanning. So at this time, we'll have business from the public with a 5-minute time limit. This time, we'll start to my left. If anybody want to come, please state your name and your address.
Monica Shannon, 112 Cypress Landing Place, Florence. I handed all of y'all a piece of paper that I was going to address when I came up here, but now you have the paper because I was able to do that beforehand. But I'm going to say the launch program is a great thing. We did not have that kind of thing when I was in school, so I graduated from high school in 1970. But I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And my career worked out with exactly what I wanted to do. And in regards to the document I gave you, I think it's very important that each and every one of us move to a higher integrity, especially those in leadership. And sometimes we get caught up in doing a career because of certain reasons and not because that's how we want to spend our life. We might do it for benefits, we might do it, for all kinds of reasons, health insurance in today's world. But I was one of the fortunate ones. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life and my career. And everything that I have done has worked out beautifully. And I just wanted to say that sometimes we have to look deep inside ourselves, and in reference again to the document I gave you, because sometimes we get caught up in doing something we hate, and you'll spend your whole life miserable. My life has not been that way. And I had an excellent career, and I have an excellent relationship with God. And I think that since our country is founded on God, we need to all think about that, but it's a choice. It is not my choice to make your choice. Your choice is not what I should make of my choice. But everything that's happened to me my entire life has actually given me everything I need to do what I'm doing now. And I'm kind of a behind the scenes person. But I know that what I'm doing, I am following the Word of God, and my career that I did in computers was exactly what I wanted to do. And I just wish that we would all, try to think of that and not be miserable for life in something that you hate. And I'm just thankful that you all are here. And I want to say that there have been improvements that I have seen on the streets with the speeding and different things and some of the signs that are being put up. You know, I'm seeing improvements with a lot of different things. And thank you all for serving, because I'm a behind the scenes person. I don't know if I can do what you do, but I'm continuously praying for protection for our city. I just think that this is gonna be a great year, and that everyone is going to see improvements in the city, and we should be thankful that our city has such a large budget, and that we have a fire department that can do everything it needs to do, and that we have a police department that watches after us, and we have a water and gas department, an electricity department, and I know pretty much all the heads of those departments. And I know that we are in excellent shape, and I don't see, you know, even though there is a disagreement in the way people feel, I don't see how anybody can complain about our beautiful city and the way it operates. So, and you can take the document with you and use that however you wish. If you don't want it, you can throw it away. It's your choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anyone else to my left? In the middle?
Roderick Shepherd, 121 Whisperwood Trail. Notice I have my name tag back on, split personality. I rise this time for the official reason as to why I attended tonight. On behalf of Interim Superintendent Bill Hopkins and the newly elected Florence City Board of Education, just want to say thank you in their absence for recognizing our launch program. It is a very worthwhile program. I have 3 children now that have benefited from the program. One who thought she wanted to be a cosmetologist until she worked in cosmetology and worked at a beauty salon and said she didn't want to do that. She's now a nurse at Huntsville Hospital. Another one who worked at NAMSI during the launch program, who will start Monday in cardiac care unit at Huntsville Hospital. And a son who is working at Killen Pharmacy, who wants to be a pharmacist. And so I will say, as a person who has had a great experience with the launch program, as a parent, that it is indeed a great program. Just letting you know, the board would have been here tonight. Some of you may know we're in the process of launching our search for our next superintendent of the Florence City Schools. That started today with a meeting from 2 to 4 with staff members to get input. And right now, as we speak, between 5:30 and 7:30, there is a community meeting that is taking place at 541 Riverview Drive, where anyone from the community can come and put their input in as to who they would like to see and what they would like to see in our next superintendent as we begin to go forth as a city school system. But I just wanted to stand and say thank you for that, and thank you for that recognition tonight. Also, in another capacity that I serve in the community, thank you for supporting the 34th annual Martin Luther King Unity Breakfast that is upcoming January the 19th. I look forward to seeing you all each at the event, and I thank this council for the last 20 years that I can know of supporting that event. Thank you all for what you did.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shepherd. Anyone else in the middle? To my right.
Hello, my name is David Carson. I live in Florence, Alabama. I would like to speak on an item in the agenda that was just passed. Specifically, the $325,000 handout to UNA, and that's what it is. It is a handout. We're not at the point yet. I'm going to definitely bring this up when it's time to vote on this individually, but I'm getting ahead of the curve, and I'm going to talk about it now since it did make it on the budget and the budget did pass. I attended the second financial meeting that they had for the budget, and the mayor mentioned that he said that we should support our institutions. And I want to focus on that. I don't feel like UNA is my institution. I don't think it's ours. It's not, it's the University of North Alabama. It's not the University of Florence. It is a state college. It's supposed to be funded by the state and by tuition. It's even got its own police force. It's its own entity. It's probably the nicest part of town surrounded by poverty. This institution is rich. It is a rich institution surrounded by poverty. And I think it's obscene that the taxpayers of this city have to continuously give this institution a handout every single year. I think it's good they got decreased a bit. That decrease needs to go down to get it down to zero. Oh, if anything, I think we should be taxing them. But yeah, it's not the University of Florence. It's the University of North Alabama. It is not our responsibility. We should be responsible for our city schools, for our city residents, not for this state university that takes in people from all over the country and all over the world. Imports some interesting characters, like a professor from New York that wants to destroy our local monuments and stuff. It can be a very subversive element in this area, and it is what it is. But I just don't want to fund it. I don't want to give it a handout. I didn't go to UNA. I don't care. There's a lot of people in this town didn't go to UNA. I think most people in this town didn't go to UNA. I think most people that go to UNA get their degrees and leave. I think the only ones that seems like the only ones that stay are get in local government somehow. I guess that explains why local government keeps on writing them checks. During the last election, our mayor and 2 council members received donations from friends of UNA. So yeah, they're going to definitely get a return on their money on that. Give $500 or $1,000, and then back they get $325,000 back. That's a pretty good profit margin right there. So yeah, I think that's pretty corrupt. A lot of people say, well, I support UNA. What would our town be without UNA? UNA is not going anywhere if we don't give them $325,000. UNA is a rich organization. They deal with millions and millions and millions of dollars. If this is just like a UNA alumni donation for using city tax dollars. Listen, UNA alumni, if you want to donate to UNA, get out your checkbook or your credit card. You're more than welcome to give your personal money to UNA. Shouldn't force the city taxpayer to give them a handout every single year. They're not going anywhere. Do we donate? Does the city give handouts to TVA? Do you have any idea the financial impact that TVA has in this area? I still don't think. I do work for TVA sometimes, every now and then. I wouldn't want my tax dollars to go to them. They got their own.
You have 1 minute remaining.
It's not appropriate. Even though that institution does help us, and this area would be gutted if TVA went, but we're not donating to them. That's because not a lot of people there's not as many connections between TVA and the local government. So yeah, I am not a friend of UNA. I know the friends of UNA gave some of y'all some money, and now they're going to get a return on that. But I'm not a friend of UNA, and a lot of people in Florence could care less about UNA. So it's not going anywhere. I think it's obscene that we're even considering giving them maybe more money. And I will continue to bring this up. And yes, the budget is not set in stone, and I'll definitely be bringing the heat whenever it comes to this. And be remembered who votes no and who votes yes. And it'll be mentioned who received monies from Friends of UNA and who maybe does a lot of business with UNA as well. So yeah, I hope it's worth it for the handout. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Good afternoon. My name is Vivian Pearson. I live at 926 West Cottage Street here in Florence, Alabama. I just want to publicly and personally thank our mayor for allowing me the opportunity to speak with him on yesterday. Our conversation was very warm, very friendly. I was left with more understanding than I went with. I publicly want to say thank you, Mayor. I'm concerned about the Community Development Block Grant Program that is being run through the city, through our department head, and I want the city council to take a look at it, take a strong look at it, take a long, hard look at it. The way it is being run, I am deeply concerned about it. I have my reasons for being deeply concerned, But I want you all, as a council, to take a look at it. Make sure it's being run right, because it's coming from the Department of Federal Funding, HUD, and it's very important. If we maintain, we gotta run it right. At this point, I wanna say thank you for allowing me to share. You all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Good evening. My name is Donna Tate. I live in District 2. I want to congratulate our new city councilman, Mayor Tyler.
You don't mind if you'll state your address?
Oh, 201 North Oak Street, Florence. I'm excited to see the new blood in our city council and look forward to what you will accomplish. I know some of you personally, and I've already seen firsthand the work that you do for others in our community. And I truly believe that this council will be a boots on the ground and not just driven by personal agendas. I think that you're committed to serving the best interests of the citizens in your district and the overall good of our community. You know, we all live here, and are you gonna make everybody happy all the time? No. So, and I have to make notes, because if not, I'll be all over the place. So, anyone who knows me knows the passion I have as an animal advocate. We're incredibly fortunate to have the amazing animal advocates in our area. I see what these heroes do, not for recognition or glory, but simply to help some of the most vulnerable of God's creatures. Whether you're an animal lover or not, having a strong animal services like we do in Florence Lauderdale Animal Services affects you. It impacts everyone's life. Who are you going to call if you have a stray or an injured animal if you don't have an animal services like we do? You can ask some of our fellow counties like Franklin County. They would love to have half of what we have. So speaking of injured animals, I've heard some people say that why not just put an injured animal down? Well, that might be somebody's beloved pet. If you have an animal that comes up missing and they're lost for 2 weeks, that baby's not going to look like what it did whenever it left your house 2 weeks ago. So what are you going to do? They find one that's been hit. What are you going to do? Are you going to put it down immediately? Are you going to let it lay there in pain while it's on the straight hold? Or are you going to seek medical treatment for that animal? So, recently, I'm sure a lot of people, anybody who follows Facebook is aware of the 2 doodles that came up missing from the Simpsons, and both were finally returned home, but it was witnessed that someone actually intentionally tried to run over one of them. So what if that dog had been hit? And I can guarantee you that those people would have been devastated if their dog had just been put down. But like I said, we're fortunate that we do have the services around here, and we have a lot of advocates that work hard to try to support that as well. And I may be mistaken, I don't know, but I don't know if there's another department in the city that the public pours into like they do the animal shelter. Whether it be time, whether it be money, donations, food, blankets, everything. And that's because of how amazing it is and the work that they do, and because so many people care about the animals. They don't choose their situations. We just try to make them better. And that just speaks volumes. And the reason that we support them so is because it is amazing. And Cheryl Jones is an amazing director. If people don't know her or some of her staff, you really need to get to know them, the things that they face every day and what they have to do. She is well educated in what she does. She's got a lot of experience. She knows the laws, and she's going to do what's right by an animal. I have seen them do for the public. There's a food pantry for people who cannot afford to feed their animals. It allows them to keep them in the home with them instead of having to surrender it to the shelter, because a lot of times those dogs don't do well and they could be top of the list to be euthanized. So I don't know what the budget is, what the outcome was for the shelter. I just know that we are all affected by it, whether you have ever been in it or whether you go out there all the time like some of us do. What goes on there trickles down, because like I said, if you've got a stray dog, you've got an aggressive dog, who are you going to call? Because like I said, you can talk to people from other counties and they can tell you it's not good when you have no one to reach out to. So I appreciate all the support that they get from people, and can't wait to see what y'all all do this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Kate Palmer, 1630 Decatur Avenue. Good evening. The role of the animal shelter director is tense with emotional challenges stemming from the suffering of animals due to neglect, abuse, and illness, alongside a relentless influx of new arrivals, particularly young puppies and kittens. This position is compounded by significant operational and financial pressures, necessitating ongoing fundraiser effort, intricate management of staff and volunteers, and adept public relations skills. The director, Cheryl Jones, must also navigate difficult decisions which can lead to high levels of burnout, anxiety, depression, despite a profound love for animals. Additionally, the legal complexities involved, such as handling cases with as many as 82 dogs at once, further complicates the responsibilities. This is not a conventional 9-to-5 job. It demands round-the-clock commitment to address continuous crises, manage staff well-being, and uphold the welfare of numerous lives. Success in this role requires exceptional organizational skills, sound judgment, leadership, comprehensive knowledge of animal laws, and the ability to maintain compassion and resilience under constant pressure. Experiencing the daily responsibility of the shelter firsthand would provide invaluable insight into its operations. A typical day from 8 to 5 encompasses a wide range of tasks, including kennel cleaning, feeding, giving medication, processing animal intakes, vaccination, assisting potential adoptions, capturing strays of injured animal, among other duties. Budget cuts would only intensify the challenges of running the shelter effectively. If the city must reduce its budget, a fair approach, in my opinion, would be to implement cuts across all departments. In my view, the city of Florence has one of the finest animal shelters, characterized by its profound commitment to rescuing, caring for, and ensuring a joyful and healthy life for the animals in its care. The shelter excels in matching each animal with the ideal adoptive family, fostering lasting bonds. I urge the mayor and the city council members and the community to continue the support for this vital institution, including its director, staff, and dedicated volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Hello, Regina Poole, 1780 Maple Avenue. I just want to briefly, I'm in District 1, and I just want to briefly say something in reference to, we've been asking for, what do you call them when, for speeding?
Speed cushions.
Speed cushions, yes. Where I live, it's right at the end of Hope and Maple. So it can be a blind spot. The car's coming fast both ways. So I had to literally back up in the driveway because I'm afraid to back out of the driveway. And we've had some major accidents, whereas two young men was racing and literally ran up on the post lady, Sherry, that's the post woman for the post office, and tore her porch down. One car went over in one yard and the other one went in her yard. And just recently, we had another accident where the gentleman, I think he lived right down the street, he was going fast. And Sherry's husband's car was parked on the street and he ran over that car. the traffic there is horrendous coming up on Maple, and it's very short. You're right there, not far from the soccer field. And I think you had given us information saying that there had been some type of information or research or whatever. I've been there almost 3 years now, and there has not been anything over there. I've not seen any type of cord or whatever you put down to check the speed. And you can hear it late at night, you can hear it in the morning, and they go so fast, even with my camera, I can't catch it. And I'm asking for that to really be checked, because somebody's gonna really get hurt there. We've had two accidents, and one other one probably the first year I moved back over there. And the other thing I wanna reiterate is, I wanna touch a little bit on what Ms. Ms. Pearson shared about block grants. I had the opportunity to assist my brother and them with that, the block grant, and they had gotten really high up on it. But yet, because of, I was helping them, I shared that the person who was sent out to look at the house, and they came out at night and nobody knew they were coming, but they were sent out by the city, the individual that's over the block grant. And when I called them and talked to them the next morning about that, they shared with me that that person gets all the city contracts, and I said, well, isn't that a conflict of interest? And she told me, well, you don't have to use them if you don't want to. I said, well, I wouldn't want to, because I had literally put all the paperwork together, gotten all the estimates from the 3 different businesses that you had to do. I had submitted everything for my brother. And then after that, I kept checking back after I said that, and it was gone. Well, we're not doing that anymore. It's been transferred over to Habitat for Humanity. I contact them, they could never, it was a runaround. So now I understand that now it's with, I'm sorry? Yes, community action. But I even tried to ask, can you please share with me then who was the individuals that was awarded? Well, it's personal, but my question was, how can it be personal when it's federal government money? It's block grant money, it's from the federal government. And I agree with Ms. Pearson that that situation needs to be reviewed, and it needs to be a lot of transparency there, because it's not right now. And the person that they said get all the contracts, and that was another thing I didn't quite understand. Why would you have me to go out and get 3 contracts? I had to get 3 different quotes from, if it was the windows, get 3. If it was the roof, get 3. If it was whatever it was, I had to get 3. And I did that. But then you send someone out there and they go up on the house in the dark and scare the individuals in the house. My sister-in-law, which lived in the house, and when I get over there, he tells me, he says, I said, why are you coming down off this roof? He says, well, you said you'd call me back. I said, I didn't talk to you. He said, yeah, you said, but you know when someone calls and if you're busy, you just swipe up, I'll call you back.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay, I didn't know the number. He gave me the number. I said, okay, you did, but why didn't you call me back since I didn't call you? Because how can you give an estimate at nighttime on a roof? And when she told me that he gets all the contracts, he was a fireman, and he gets all the contracts, I said, well, that's a conflict of interest, isn't it? And after that, we no longer could get anywhere with that. It was transferred to the Habitat for Humanity, but yet they never got the money either. So I'd like some, answers to that, some transparency, and really something done about the speeding on Maple Avenue. It's bad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right? Okay. At this time, we'll have council member reports with a 5-minute time limit, starting with Mr. Spence.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone, and just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and those who are watching online. This is what we want. This is what this council is looking for, people to be involved with our city, government here. And thank you for all the comments tonight and participating and being a part. Also, I'd like to thank the mayor and Shana and President Simmons and Josh and council members Josh Bowling and Jackie Hendricks for moving the budget forward, and grateful for our employees of our city and that we could give them a 2.5, approving tonight a 2.5 increase. We thank them for everything that they continue to do to keep our city functioning. Be looking for a District 5 community meeting in the near future. Within the next month or two, we're going to be getting together and having Q&As and open for everyone to ask questions and see where our city's going. And also just want to be grateful for this new year that we're walking into, and I'm grateful to stand with the mayor and the city council and where we're embarking on the future for 2026 and what the possibilities are for our city and where we stand and where we're going. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Spence. Ms. King?
Thank you all for being here tonight. Happy New Year. Hope everyone has a great 2026. My phone number is 256-956-9621. Feel free to contact me anytime. January the 15th, 6 p.m. at Parkway Community Church of God on Cox Creek. I will be having a District 6 meeting. So if you live in District 6, please attend. If you cannot, please get with me. I would love to share some information with you. Thank you for all those who applied to the boards. We have lots of applications to look through. We appreciate you all for doing that, for stepping up and serving our community along with us. Thank you for the people from the lunch program who came tonight. We are glad for all that you are doing for our city. Thank you to Ms. Beavis, who was here also for the Kramer Children's Center. The work that they do is just priceless, and I've been there several times and met with them, and I just cannot tell you what a blessing they are to our community. Last Monday, I attended my first Planning Commission meeting. The Planning Commission is a vital part of the development and planning for our city. I'm glad to be a part of that, and I look forward to the good work that is to become of that. Thank you to our city employees. You deserve this raise. You all work so hard, and we appreciate you. We're glad this budget is passed. I know the department heads and employees will be glad to get things done, and we're glad to see our city moving forward. I want to say thank you to the Florence Fire Department for what they have done and their hard work. In getting this ALS certification, I have done that myself. Spent many years as a nurse with that certification, and I'm going to tell y'all, it is hard work what they are doing. And what they are doing for this community, there are no words for. I'm so grateful for them and what they have done. They're so important in making this future as we grow and things change in healthcare and our needs change. This is going to be huge for our community. And I just want to say thank you to our mayor. He works so hard. We're so appreciative of him. He is always accessible and communicates with us, and just he is absolutely making this job incredibly easy for us. And so thank you for that. And so thank you for all who've come out tonight, who are listening from home. We're here for you, and we're grateful to serve you in this new year.
Thank you, Ms. King. Councilman Hendricks?
Good crowd tonight. Thank you all for being here. Ms. Pearson, you handled that textbook style today with the mayor. Thank you for doing that. Falls right into some of the comments I have tonight. You as well, you handled yourself very well at the microphone tonight. Thank you for how you did that, how professional you were. And Ms. Simmons, thank you for reading the ordinance that you read tonight. Tonight, I'd like to issue a formal apology to Mayor Tyler. to our department heads and our employees of the city of Florence. At our last work session, someone on the agenda mentioned an employee by name while airing a complaint about that department head. Then during the public comment period of the council meeting, 2 more individuals mentioned grievances with city employees. And as President Simmons has already mentioned, city employees do not work for the council. And while we encourage citizens to be engaged and attend their council meetings, no mention of a city employee's name with a malicious intent is ever acceptable during a portion of a council meeting. These situations should always be taken up privately by scheduling a meeting with the mayor, as you did today. My apology is for not intervening on your behalf, and I commit to being better prepared should it happen again in the future. So that is my apology to you, Mayor, your department heads, and our city employees. With that, I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year and a prosperous 2026.
Thank you very much. Ms. Dixon?
All right, I have a few things today, just as I've been pondering over things, but first of all, I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and I'm really looking forward to 2026 and seeing where our city goes. It's going to be a great year. We've got lots of enthusiasm and excitement within the city, and great employees that are here to work for the city. So thank you to them. And I do want to second what Ms. King was saying about Mayor Tyler. I really am grateful for his work and how communicative he's been with the council members. So thank you, I appreciate that. He is working hard, and I know he's really trying to put everybody first. So thank you, putting the city first. Let's see, so another thing I wanted to talk about, there was an accident that happened, a fire. I don't know if you guys knew about it. It happened in my district yesterday morning, and it was just a good reminder to me after I talked with Chief Anderton about it. It's a good reminder for us to please check our smoke detectors within our homes. It really can save a life and save our families. So please, let's just be reminded today, go home, check your smoke detectors. And I believe Council President is going to actually give a little bit more information on some benefits that we have in the city for that. Another thing that has been on my mind, and this is kind of a funny thing, I only have 5 minutes, so I gotta make a story really fast, but I've been pondering how we can raise the city. How can we better the city as communities, as individuals? And I've been pondering this, and I woke up with this story that I heard a while ago. And basically it's about a piano that needed to be moved in a church, but where it was situated, you could not move it with any sort of equipment. It was going to be manpower only. And so this group of men got together, and they were trying to figure out, and they were sizing everybody up. Who's bigger? You stand over here. Who's smaller? You stand over here. Let's try this. Let's try that. And they just really couldn't get it to move. But they, over collaborating with each other and trying to figure it out, one person said, everybody stand close together and lift where you stand. And as I pondered on that this morning, I thought to myself, within my own district, that is what I hope to accomplish, that we can come together as a community, come together, stand close, and lift where we stand to make things better. And I do have a district meeting that will be coming up, so I'd like you to kind of watch out for that, putting some arrangements together for that, and I'm really excited. But not just as a district, think about ways that you can stand close together within your own communities as a city and lift where you stand, and our city will be lifted. So that was something that really came to mind. We have board applications out that we're taking in for historical board and appeals board, and those are going to be really important. We really want to get that appeals board going. We need more applications if you're interested, especially District 3. We don't have anybody representing District 3 yet in any of the applications. So please look it over and think about being a part of that. Wish you all a great rest of your week, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Mr. Bowling?
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. Happy New Year to everyone. Good to see everyone here tonight. We appreciate your attendance and everybody online. I would also like to say congratulations to the fire department. That's an amazing achievement, and the city's very proud of them, as everybody should be very proud of them. The launch program, I learned about it last year, and it's an awesome deal. That's so cool. They came and spoke to us at the Exchange Club and kind of laid it all out there. Now I know several kids who have been a part of that program. It's truly amazing. So Mayor, thank you for acknowledging them today. And I'd also like to say thank you to the mayor he was our speaker today for Exchange Club. He did a great job, very transparent. That's all I heard from all of our members. He laid it out there, and you know, it wasn't, you know, roses and sunshines. It was, this is what's going on right now. So I appreciate that. As far as District 4, I've just launched a new Facebook page. It's called District 4 City of Florence Updates. So if you are in District 4 or you want District 4 updates, please go and like that page. We're going to have a lot of information going on that. So with the community meetings, all that. So that will all be on there. And then also something that we did, my wife and I, mainly my wife, in 2020, she created a neighborhood watch for Edgemont, which is the neighborhood that I live in. So we are working on trying to get that started for every neighborhood in District 4. So there's information on that new Facebook page. So if you're in District 4 and you live in another neighborhood other than Edgemont, we want to help you get a neighborhood watch started there. It's very simple, but it allows everyone in that area to communicate with each other, and we give you all the tools for that. So you can reach out to me and we can get more information out about that. And then I would like to also encourage people to apply for the Board of Appeals. We're trying to get that going. I spoke with Mr. Mason today with the building department, and we really want to get this thing going, hopefully either by the end of the January, 1st of February, get these people in place so we can start that process. So if you have any kind of background in construction, electrical, appraisals, architecture, all of that, that would be very, very handy to the city, and we would love to see you serve on our Board of Appeals. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I too want to say again, Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you all for coming out and speaking and sharing. Ms. Cole, on December the 10th, there was a list of streets that was provided to me, and on December the 10th, I shared those information. I got with the mayor. He responded back, out of all those streets, none of them, including Mayfield Street, met the criteria. It was reported that a study was done a year ago, and you can't do another one, correct me if I'm wrong there, until 18 months. So it has been done, it just didn't meet the criteria out of all of them, it didn't. So in 18 months, unless the mayor deems something different, it can possibly be revisited and looked at again. But I did provide the information back. I too want to say thank you to Mayor Tyler for being transparent and communicating and sharing with us. It's like a breath of fresh air. And so I just want to say thank you, I appreciate that. And I think that's what it's take to work with the mayor and the council and to move the city forward, trying to keep the promises that we all ran on, transparency and communication, and to support one another and support our districts and our city. In regards to the appeals board, I too can't stress enough, apply. I know we have some. District 1, I want to see you guys well represented as well as the city at large. As far as the fire department, kudos to them. They do an excellent job, all of our first responders. We do partner with them. They have a fire smoke detector campaign that they have been doing for years, and I've been part of it for the past, I guess, 3 years. And if you need a smoke detector, I encourage everybody to get one. It is no charge to you. Just call the fire department, call me, call any of the council, request one. It's no charge. They'll come out and install it. It literally will save your life. So I just can't encourage you enough to make sure that you get some smoke detectors. If you know of somebody who doesn't have them, look out for a neighbor, look out for a friend, and call us and let's make sure that we get those taken care of. On February the 21st, Health is Our Wealth, and we need to take care of our temple. So the 4th annual Show Scale Back will be held on February the 21st at the Coach Marvis Mitchell Gym. It's put on by myself, Susan Bentley, nurse practitioner, Dr. Javar, Maya Jones, and City of Parks and Rec. We are partnered with that to put that on. And so please, everybody, come out, take charge of your health. You get all this free information. You go to the doctor, he's gonna charge you, but come get it for free, because we have enough professionals there that you can get that. Let's see, I think. Dr. Shepherd, in regards to you about the money, as you read what I read, I tried. So surely we'll look at that again. The Handy Fest, it brings in a lot of people, a lot of revenue, so hopefully we can get that back up to the 20,000 where it's always been. I didn't even know you was president, so maybe you guys can also collaborate, share with the council who's your new officers, because I don't know about them, but I had no idea that you was the president at this time. So maybe you all can come and share with the council what you're doing. Certainly get some financials in and just share with us what you all are doing. I don't have no idea who on your board, who on your committee, or really a lot of what you do. So maybe that's a starting point to share, to enlighten us. And not picking on you, but I think everybody who asks for funding need to come and grace the podium at some time or another and share. You want the money, come talk to us. And I'm not picking on you.
Oh, I don't have a problem coming.
Okay. You just happen to be sitting there. So when I'm talking to everybody who's listening, you get appropriations, I think you should come and speak. Yeah, that's just, there it is. And I think with everything being said, in regards to the Community Development Block Grant funding, Ms. Pearson, she did come. I was with her in that meeting with Mayor Tyler. It was a good meeting. Ms. Poole, I suggest Mayor Tyler, I saw him taking notes, so he already knows, and he is going to be looking into further, dive deeper into that. He's already told me he's going to do a follow-up with that. So he's on it, and he'll get back with us to see where we are with that at this point. And if there's nothing else, Mayor, did you have anything you want to say? Okay, we will stand and be dismissed. Again, thank you all. Happy New Year. We appreciate your support. We'll have a closing prayer by Ms. Dixon.
Dear Father in heaven, we're thankful for this time that we've been able to meet together as a city council along with the other communities that have participated in this meeting with us. We're thankful for their participation, for their ideas, their thoughts, and their concerns. We ask you that you will please guide us in the ways that we need to better this city and to raise awareness in places that need awareness and be people of action, that we can work and do those things that will better the people that we serve and the communities in which we live. We ask a blessing that you will give unto this city and to those people within it. Bless those with heavy hearts, bless those with physical needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, and help us know in which ways we can reach out and help and lift others at all times. And we ask for thy protection as we go to our homes this evening and about the rest of our week. Be with us always. In Jesus' name, amen.